Welcome back to the desk. Welcome to the least funny commentary video I will ever make. So you clearly saw the title of the video. You know what it's going to be about probably. Oh shit, I gotta clean up. So today I want to talk about a problem, a significant problem that has gone unsolved for a long time. With all the talk about R. Kelly's recent documentary, Surviving R. Kelly, where it was revealed on an even larger level, again, that R. Kelly is a piece of shit who has been abusing and trapping women for years, I was reminded once again of another problematic music figure that I continue to be shocked at how his career is not over. I don't know if you're familiar with a little pop singer, R&B guy called Chris Brown. Let's throw his picture on screen for the viewers at home. That's Chris Brown. But if you're not one for pop culture, and if you didn't have an iPod Nano in middle school, then let me fill you in. Chris Brown is an incredibly successful pop singer, having sold millions and millions of records. He's worth a lot of money, got a lot of brand deals. And he's a violent, aggressive, angry, mean, bad person. I did one thing that I've never done before for commentary videos, and that is research. Chris Brown is an incredibly controversial and negative figure in the music and pop culture industry, but today I want to focus in on two major things. Thing one, how in God's name is Chris Brown still so widely accepted and praised and successful in the music industry today? Thing two, what is wrong with his enormous, undying legion of die-hard, cutthroat, apologist fans? Chris himself aside, I find myself being especially disappointed and honestly just surprised that there are so many people that completely, unquestionably still just love and adore and support Chris. So if you enjoy what you see today and you agree that maybe beating people within an inch of their life is a bad thing, consider liking this video to combat the horde of dislikes that I'm sure are about to ensue. Now, a lot of you might not actually know, like I did before I looked into this, just how extensive Chris Brown's criminal violent history is. This is not just a guy that beat up Rihanna in 2009. This is a dude that's been doing terrible, violent things for his entire adult life and pretty much has gotten away with it. Now, I've done a little bit of half-assed internet research, and before I go down the list of all of Chris's legal transgressions, I want to tell you exactly what people who support Chris are going to say. If you try to criticize Chris Brown in any capacity regarding his violent behavior, his fans will respond to you in one of these 5 ways. He didn't do anything to you, so why do you care? Oh, that was so many years ago. Just let it go. You are a racist. Rihanna already forgave him, so it doesn't matter. And you are just jealous. Now, keeping those responses in mind, especially probably some of the few Chris Brown fans that are going to straggle upon this video, hi guys! Let's take a comprehensive look at Chris Brown's entire legal timeline. Just to tell you my source on this, I found a really good comprehensive list on E! News Online. I know. But I cross-referenced the information I found in the article, and as far as I can see, these are most of Chris Brown's big legal issues and his charges over the last 15 years. We're going to start out with the big one that everybody knows about, Chris Brown beating Rihanna nearly to death. And that I am not exaggerating. Have you read the police report? Let's take a quick look. Here are a couple snippets of the police report when Chris Brown completely assaulted Rihanna in a car on the way home. When Chris was unable to force Rihanna to exit, he took his right hand and shoved her head against the passenger window of the vehicle, causing an approximate 1-inch raised circular contusion. Rihanna, she's called Robin F. in this, I think that's her real name. Rihanna turned to face Brown, and he punched her in the left eye with his right hand. He then drove away in the vehicle and continued to punch her in the face with his right hand while steering the vehicle with his left hand. The assault caused Rihanna's mouth to fill with blood and blood to splatter all over her clothing in the interior of the vehicle. Brown looked at Rihanna and stated, "I am going to beat the shit out of you when we get home. You wait and see." Rihanna picked up her cell phone and called her personal assistant. She did not answer the telephone, but while her voicemail greeting was playing, Rihanna pretended to talk to her and stated, "I am on my way home. Make sure the cops are there when I get there." After Rihanna faked the phone call, Brown looked at her and stated, "You just did the stupidest thing ever. Now I really am going to kill you." There's just so much assault and just aggression in this. I'm skipping down to the bottom here. Brown held Rihanna close to him and bit her on her left ear. I could keep going. There's paragraphs of this. This is a photo taken of Rihanna shortly after the incident. Look at her. She was beaten nearly to death. Now, this one incident alone should clearly be an absolute career-ending thing for Chris Brown. How the fuck does anybody survive something like this? But no, Chris kept going. He continued to sell millions of records, sell out stadiums, work with high-profile people, be on big shows and everything. It just keeps going. Look at the rest of the timeline here. Here are a couple other notable things on Chris Brown's violent legal timeline. March 2011, Brown has a meltdown in his dressing room following an interview on Good Morning America, where he becomes very violent and angry after Robin Roberts brought up the assault on Rihanna just 2 years before. You might have heard of this one. June 2012, police investigate a New York City club fight that allegedly broke out between Brown and Drake. June 2013, Brown is accused of assaulting a woman at a San Diego nightclub. She tells police that he was pushing her in the VIP section and she filed a lawsuit against him. Also that month, Brown was charged with a hit and run stemming from a May traffic accident. October 2013, Brown and his bodyguard are arrested and charged with felony assault after getting into an altercation with a man outside a hotel in Washington, D.C. Now, to be fair, Brown's charge was later reduced to a misdemeanor because he only hit him a little bit, I guess. Soon after, Chris Brown entered rehab for anger management. You think that anger management worked? Well, let's flip and find out, guy. November 2013, Brown is discharged from the rehab center after throwing a rock through his mother's car window while she was visiting him. What? What? Hey, honey, how's your time been? Fuck you, Mom. I was gonna do a reference to one of his songs. I don't even know any of his songs. I know Kiss Kiss. Used to bump that shit in middle school. Before I knew he was a bad guy. He threw a rock at his mom's car while she was visiting him in anger management rehab. What? On paper, that's the most outrageous thing ever. So we got another 90 days in anger management. In May 2014, Brown was sentenced to a year in jail in LA after admitting to violating his probation. Okay, so he's going to jail now. But he was released early the next month, so we did not got him, boys. May 2015, a man tells Las Vegas police he was beaten during an altercation with Brown and his friends during a late-night basketball game at the Palms Casino and Resort. January 2016, Las Vegas police investigate Brown over possible misdemeanor battery and theft after a woman claimed he assaulted her and took her cell phone during an altercation at a party in a hotel room. August 2016, Miss California Regional 2016 tells police that Brown threatened her with a gun while she was admiring a piece of jewelry in his kitchen. He is arrested and charged with assault with a deadly weapon. February 2017, Brown's ex, Karrueche Tran, I don't know how to say that name, obtains a temporary restraining order against him, saying he threatened to kill her, and the restraining order was made permanent in June. Don't worry though, Chris Brown tweeted out to all of his followers to not listen to all this bullshit. I swear to God, I am still going on this list. April 2017, Brown is accused of punching a photographer at a Florida nightclub. May 2018, a woman files a civil lawsuit against Brown claiming she was sexually assaulted at the singer's home. June 2018, a woman named Cassandra is granted a temporary restraining order against Brown, who claims she has been harassing and stalking her. What? Sweet Baby James. Okay, any Chris Brown fans watching right now? Hello? Any fans down in the comments? You want to try to justify this man's actions at all? Why don't you hit me with, oh, it was so long ago. Oh, it was so long ago? Well, what about the two things not even a year ago where he allegedly sexually assaulted someone at his own home, or a woman said that he was threatening to kill her and she got a restraining order granted? Now, everybody has their own definition. Everybody draws their own line of what is right and wrong to them too. But I just cannot help but just think so little of anybody that would support Chris Brown after all of this shit. How in God's name do you justify this? This is an absolutely despicable timeline, and I skipped over everything on the timeline that did not have anything to do with violence and assault, too. So there is more shit that he has done that I didn't even read on the list. That was probably minutes of the video that I just wasted reading that dumb garbage. Now, when I was planning the video, I was going to do a section of the video called Shame on You, where I would look at Chris Brown's IMDb credits, and I would go down the list of major motion pictures, major television shows, producers, and music people that have worked with him since his horrendous assault cases in 2009. But much to my heartbreak and disappointment, when I opened Chris Brown's IMDb page, I saw countless, dozens, hundreds of appearances on major TV shows, films, music projects, too many to count. And these weren't all just little appearances like, oh, he went on somebody's podcast. No, he's going on network television. He's going to huge, widespread theatrical releases and stuff. He has been virtually unaffected by any of his terrible, terrible actions. Now, one of the things that I had to do when I was researching this video was watch Chris Brown's full documentary. It's up on Netflix right now if you want to watch it. Chris Brown, Welcome to My Life. Definitely don't recommend it, but if you want some just sick, contrived, disgusting PR garbage about a bad man, you can spend an hour, 17 minutes, watch that shit. Chris released this sort of bio documentary on himself a couple years ago, and it's just what you would expect. You know, it's telling his underdog tale, how he came from humble beginnings. He used to sing in the church choir and do little school plays and stuff, and he became young and famous when he was so little, and the world was against him, you know, and everybody was just trying to build him up, and he had to work to overcome all these struggles. And sprinkled in with Chris talking and people just jerking him off are interviews from big people in the music and entertainment industry like Usher and Jamie Foxx and Mike Tyson and DJ Khaled. What kind of message does working with Chris Brown and continuing to support him and validate him and host his material on your platforms, what kind of message does that send to the new batch of creators that are coming up? People like me that I want to work in the television industry, I want to make TV shows, I want to make music, I want to do that. But if this kind of shit is just okay, is it okay to just beat people within an inch of their fucking life and just continue assaulting people and being a piece of shit? Can you just get away with that? Why is that cool? Why are we cool with this? You know how much of a gut punch it was for me, as I'm sure it was for many other people, when I have to look at some of my biggest, most personal heroes like Jamie Foxx, who I consider is genuinely one of the most talented people ever to come through Hollywood. I sit back and I watch him voluntarily in Chris's own documentary just kissing his ass and supporting him through all of this shit. I have to watch somebody like Lil Dicky. Oh, Lil Dicky, why did you make Freaky Friday? Lil Dicky, one of the most creative and talented and funny dudes ever, made a music video like a year or two ago with Chris Brown. It's Lil Dicky's biggest song ever. Go look it on Spotify right now. So clearly the most streams on it. Oh, and by the way, how do you think they address Chris Brown's history in the Lil Dicky collab? It's with the line that Chris says, "Ain't nobody judging 'cause I'm black or my controversial past." Controversial past? You could say that about an edgy street artist. You beat people. You threaten people. You assault people. You are a piece of shit. Fuck you, Chris. What the fuck? Why are people working with him? God damn it, I was so concerned. I'm done with this shit, by the way. I was so concerned when I was preparing this video that I would just ramble on, and so I wanted to do my due diligence and try to structure this out and try to make sure I did my research and I had sections and everything too. And I'm sorry if this is just off the wall, just me, everybody stop. But this is a problem. This is a constant problem. This is not us looking back at an incident in 2009, which was egregious enough already. This is a constant display of shitty behavior. Clearly, Chris Brown has not changed a goddamn bit since he was fucking beating up Rihanna in 2009. I don't know what to do about it. I can't do shit. You think I can do shit? Here's how I'm lighting my video right now. This is a $10 light. I can't do fucking anything. Stop working with Chris Brown. Stop it. Now's the part of the video where I usually jump out of the door and dress up as a goofy character and talk about today's sponsors, but I'm not going to do that today. Today I want to mention two organizations that are very important and that work to help mitigate the spread of domestic violence. The National Coalition Against Domestic Violence and the National Domestic Violence Hotline. If you would like to donate to either of these organizations, the links are down below in the description. And if you want to find out how you can help to prevent the spread of domestic violence, please read their websites and do a little research for yourself. Thank you for supporting what I do, and thank you for supporting these organizations, and please work together to just be nice to people. I like being nice to people, don't you? Yeah. Just be good to each other. Thanks for watching the video. Share it with people, and I don't know. I'll catch you later. Captain Gus signing off.